sexy subscribers? It's Faraz, Four Corners Fitness, Lift Weights, Eat Steak. Today, this video is going to be about shoulder health and how to improve your shoulder health. If you're dealing with an injury, this will help you out. And if you're not dealing with an injury, I would advise doing some of this stuff so that way you don't get injured in the future. Now, you're gonna need three things for this. One of them is a foam roller, which is in my room, and the other two are any type of band, and then a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball. So this is mainly for inhibition, for like self-myofascial release, and then the band is mostly for activation. So that's pretty much those two things that we really need to do is inhibit and then activate. And yeah, of course, we need to like lengthen and integrate as well, but that's a corrective exercise continuum. But today we'll be going through mainly inhibition and activation. So the reason that we need a tennis ball is because we need something that has enough tension with very minimal give to it. Now, as you can see, the tennis ball has a little bit of give to it, so a lacrosse ball would work better. I actually don't have one here, but definitely something I need to get. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and start off with some foam rolling and tennis ball rolling of pecs and biceps. And the reason we're gonna do that is because sometimes these get very overactive because everybody wants to do the beach workout, the chest and biceps, right? So whenever we work out our chest a lot and our biceps a lot, these muscles get tight and they actually pull and cause posture and muscle imbalances. So imagine like I'm constantly doing chest and biceps and I'm sitting 40 hours a week at a desk and my posture isn't the best. That wasn't supposed to rhyme, but it did. Anyways, here, boom, so much chest workouts, so many bicep workouts, so many chest workouts, so many bicep workouts, sitting at a desk all day. Like, you start to get this rounded posture and you'll see it on people, like when they walk around, they'll walk around like this instead of, you know, like having their shoulders back because these muscles back here are too weak to pull their chest and shoulders back. Their back muscles are too weak. So what we're gonna do is inhibit the muscles in the front, right? And activate the muscles in the back. Now, we're probably gonna do 2 sets of everything, and that's just what I prefer. You can do it on a separate day. That's not your actual lifting day, or you can do it right before you lift. I prefer doing both. I do like maybe like 5 or 10 minutes of prehab before every lift, and then I have a separate day where I do everything just on my own. So I'm gonna go right into the inhibition. We're gonna go hop on the foam roller and do this, and we'll see you guys in a second. So what you're gonna do is you're pretty much putting the ball on the wall, and then I like having my hand behind my back, kind of opens up the chest a little bit more for a stretch, and you're kind of just rolling side to side and up and down and around if you want to, but mostly you're just rolling while you're leaning into the wall like this, and you're just gonna roll out your pec nice and easy, just like that. You can do this about 10 times up and down and 10 times right to left, and then same thing on the other side. You will probably feel a little bit of tension and pain in this if you've never done it before, but that's not bad pain. It's kind of just like fascia getting released and like knots getting released as well. I mean, I have a bunch of knots in my chest. Another thing I like doing is if I put this right here, what I like doing is kind of coming up and down, just like this. So you're kind of doing some active work while you're doing self-myofascial release. This is some stuff that a massage therapist will do on you. Sometimes this is just like an active release therapy. It's called ART, you can check it out. And you're kind of like pushing into a spot where you have a lot of tension and tightness, and you're just kind of coming up, hold it, and then coming down, just like that. Our chest is so tight and overworked that we don't even realize it, you know? So this is some stuff that we just have to do. and I discovered it way too late, but you know, it's not too late for you guys. So that was the chest. Let's go ahead and foam roll the biceps. Let me show you how to do that real quick. Next up, get yourself a handy dandy foam roller. Mine has grooves in it with the PVC pipe on the inside. You can use whichever one you want. And all we're doing is kind of putting it up against the wall and rolling from right here, right below our front delt, down to our bicep. Biceps are notorious for being tight as well. And literally just rolling down and back up. And then same thing on the other side, just rolling back and forth. So we're just doing these 10 times, and we're doing 2 sets of each of these. There we go. Let's do some quick lengthening and then some quick activation as well. This will be a pretty long video, so if you get through all of it, shout out to you. All right, back on this corner wall. What we're gonna do is we're gonna stretch chest, stretch bicep, stretch bicep. So we can hold these for about 15 to 20 seconds on each. So here, boom, chest stretch. This is a pretty classic chest stretch. And I know there's like I've said this before, to not static stretch before workouts, but it's not an always or never thing. There's no such thing as always or never. There's always certain circumstances where you would do something and certain circumstances where you wouldn't. If you're nursing a shoulder injury, this is some stuff that you would want to do. And then same thing on the other side, like this. And you're kind of just gonna hold this 90-degree angle and then kind of shift over, kind of turn your body to the right, and you'll feel a stretch right here on your pec major. Next up is a bicep stretch. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go hand like this on this wall, and then you're just turning like this. So this is what it looks like. Maybe you guys a better perspective on that. Overhand, really get that bicep stretch. You feel it right here. Same thing on the other side. Boom, turn, stretch. So your body is facing one way and your arm is facing, you know, kind of the other way. But yeah, you'll feel that for sure. This is if you have this rounded posture, these 4 things are definitely essential. My dad has crazy rounded posture, or he had crazy rounded posture until he started doing stuff like this. And you know, I'm gonna throw a little bonus. I have a PVC pipe here. If you don't have one of these, it's cool. But they're really nice to use for some over and backs. You can also use the band. So you're gonna go like this. It's kind of just like a little side thing. If you have a band, you can do this easily. This is actually part of, it's right in the middle. It's a great transition between lengthening and activating. So just like this. And then whenever there's a sticking point, you'll feel it. And then, you know, the easier, like the more you do it, the closer you can put your hands and come back down. Still struggling with that one. But yeah, let's go right into the activation part of this. And like we were just talking about a second ago, when I was showing you the PVC pipe, you can do the same thing with the band. We're just doing over and backs, just like this. Don't worry, the band won't snap on you unless your band is like 7 years old. It won't snap on you. So here we go. So we're just going, so it's pretty much like internal rotation to external rotation. And this is kind of just getting the rotator cuff warmed up. Rotator cuff, you know, it's 4 different muscles actually. Your rotator cuff is. It's your teres minor, your infraspinatus, your supraspinatus, and your subscapularis. So those are like 4 muscles that go from like here, and then they all like kind of connect together and into the front. So this is a great exercise to do beforehand. And another one is the band pull apart. This is a classic one. So you're just holding this here and you're pulling apart. Then you come back in, pulling apart, just like that. So I'm just going to show you about 10 reps of each of these. Let me show you from the back as well. So you really focus on squeezing your scapula together, squeezing your shoulder blades real tight. And this is great because it's activating exactly what we need to activate. It's activating your rhomboids, your traps, and not really your lats. Your lats probably aren't getting too activated from that, but your rhomboids and your traps, there's multiple parts to them, are getting activated, and those are 2 big muscle groups that are weak. So rotator cuff, there's four muscles that we listed out, plus your traps, and your rhomboids are getting strengthened, and this will help actually pull your shoulders back so that way you won't have that rounded posture and have a lot of muscle imbalances. Let me show you a couple more activating exercises. All right, so what we're about to do here is some YTs, Ws, and Ls. And as you can see, we're literally making the shape of a Y with our hands and just coming up a couple inches and then back down. Up a couple inches, back down. And then we're doing the same thing with the Ts, up and then back down, up and back down, while you're completely flat on the ground and your head is on the ground as well. And then the Ws like this, boom, up and back down. And this is just training and activating our upper traps, lower traps, rhomboids, as well as some of those rotator cuff muscles that we were talking about earlier. And the last one is the Ls. We're literally just have our hands like this and then really working that external rotation. So those 4 exercises plus those 2 band exercises are pretty much what the activation phase covers. So right now we have done some inhibition with the foam rolling and the tennis ball. We did some lengthening with the chest and bicep stretches, and then we did some activation with the bands as well as with our body weight on the ground. So those are 3 things that you can do to help recover your shoulder health and to prevent injuries in the future. I'll go ahead and type it out in the description, everything that we just did, so that way you can emulate it on your own. And yes, this is a process. This video is long, and this whole process will take about 15 minutes on a random day or before a workout, but I guarantee you it'll pay off tenfold with the amount of time that you'll be in the gym. I plan on staying in the gym until I'm 90, 95, like till I die. And if you want to do the same, you got to do stuff like this. And even if you don't have an injured shoulder, you don't have to do everything. Just quick foam roll, quick band pull-aparts, and then some quick activation and some stretches. And that's it. It doesn't have to be too major. But I'm just here to help prevent you guys from going through what I went through with an injured labrum on my shoulder, where I had to do a lot. Because that's what we're all about, prehab, pre-rehab. So you don't have to go through rehab in the first place. But yeah, that's it for me. I'm gonna call it a day. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.